You've met so many people and lots and lots of talking, lots of networking and building them strong relationships, which is what it's all about. But we have one more panel, and it's worth it. And you know what is great to see? That the main stage conference hall has been jam-packed full all day, every single minute, which is fantastic, showing the support to all the panels and all the keynotes. Now, what I would like to do is I'd like to give you the opportunity right now. Once today's expo finishes, we have several different networking opportunity events that will continue after the expo. Head over to Blockchain Live website, and some of them are absolutely free. So if you don't have plans for this evening, head over to the website, register for some of the networking events, and make yourself present. The networking never stops here at Blockchain Live 2024. What a day it has been, but it's not finished yet. Secondly to that, our after party is tomorrow at the iconic venue of Sky 2.0. If you don't have your tickets, then this QR code is here to register. Register it now. The tickets are selling out fast. There will be over 1,500 influential crypto people within our industry there for you to network. It is not just a party, it is an all-inclusive event for you to register. I see people registering down here, fantastic. The QR codes are there, guys, or head over to the website and claim your tickets. Do not miss out on this. It is nearly sold out already on day one, okay? It is at Sky 2.0, and Alan Walker himself will be performing there. Okay, our final panel discussion of this evening. The topic is halving is coming. Did we miss the boat on buying Bitcoin? Influencers and bloggers are the first to introduce generally crypto opportunities, smart investment strategies. This session features some of the most renowned figures within the crypto market, and they will share their insights and their strategies moving forward on promoting projects while we have thunderstorms in Dubai in April. Something's not right here, huh? Now, let's welcome on stage. We have all been watching some of these guys, or most of these guys, for years. Let's welcome on stage crypto educator and entrepreneur Davinci, Jeremie, angel investor and entrepreneur Evan Luthra, YouTube influencer Crypto Kid, crypto expert Chris MMCrypto, crypto entrepreneur Carl Roosevelt, also known as Carl the Moon. And moderating this panel is Nikita Sachdev, founder and CEO of Luna PR. Welcome on stage, guys.
Awesome. Well, we saved the best panel for last. And look at this, that's the rain. We are not used to rain in Dubai, so for those of you who are visiting, this is not normal. But anyways, at least it got you guys to stay in this room and give us a full house for this panel. So thanks everyone for coming in. I'm so excited about this panel because I have so much influence in this room. You guys, if you chilled a token right now, it would literally pump. That's how much influence you have. So, with that being said, let's start off with some introductions. My name is Nikita Sachdev. I'm your moderator. I'm the CEO and founder of Luna Media Corporation. We have 6 companies. Our bread and butter is Luna PR. It's a leading PR agency. We own the franchise for Cointelegraph Middle East. We have a private investment firm. We have a recruitment firm, and so on. But with that being said, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves before I get into the questions.
Well, my name is Davinci Jeremie. I'm known as the guy who told you to buy Bitcoin at $1. I've had a YouTube channel since 2008 when I realized our financial system was a complete fraud. It transfers wealth from the poor and the middle class to the rich through inflation, and I started that YouTube to teach people how to avoid that. Once I heard about Bitcoin back in March of 2011, I thought for sure that I was going to be the hero of my community, and I told them about Bitcoin, but they all laughed. They thought I was crazy. They thought I lost my mind. And I even guaranteed their money if they, if they put up to $1,000 into Bitcoin, I would guarantee that, and because I was 100% convinced this was going to work. And only 5 people took me up on that offer, and those 5 of those people, those 5 are very appreciative of me giving them that advice to buy Bitcoin when it was only $1.
My name is Carl Runefeld. I am probably mostly known for my first YouTube channel called The Moon, where I do crypto technical analysis since almost 6 years now. Yeah, online I talk about crypto, Bitcoin mostly. I also talk about other things like law of attraction, how people can change their life by changing their mindset. Yeah, some people picked up on my story that I went from supermarket to Bugatti in 3 years, and it's because of mindset, law of attraction, visualization, and I love to talk about these things online, but I guess most of the people here are here for the crypto stuff. So yeah, Bitcoin, crypto, and I do that on YouTube.
My name's Efe, but I'm more known as Crypto Kid. I started my crypto journey when I was 12 years old. My main passion was theater and acting, so I did that for 6 years. But after COVID hit, and after I understood that, okay, the acting industry is going to be a little bit tough to break into, I started venturing into finance. And when studying stocks and how people made money from stocks, I came across cryptocurrencies by a YouTuber called Raoul Pal. And he was talking about that, Ethereum is going to hit $50,000 by the end of this year. So that was super intriguing. And the first thing I fell in love with was blockchain technology and how that was so revolutionary. But after a couple of months, thanks to Davinci and Carl, I understood that blockchain technology and Bitcoin specifically is more important for curing the financial system. So after I learned that, I started trading Bitcoin via technical analysis, and I started my own YouTube channel back in 2020, I believe. And ever since then, on my channel, I talk about Bitcoin, crypto, macroeconomics, and more. So yeah, that's my story.
Awesome, guys. So inspirational. And you guys have been at the forefront of this new wave of monetary disruption and this new wave of crypto millionaires that has emerged. And you've inspired and you've made so many by your videos, by your content, exactly how I predicted. And, it's a lot of people have been following your content because of your predictions. So I'd like to start the panel off with what your prediction is after this halving. April 20th is a big day for all of us. What happens after that? What are your predictions?
Well, my prediction is I think we're going to see Bitcoin probably go sideways up until September, most likely. And then we're going to start to take off from there. That's generally what happens, but there's no guarantees of that. So that's how the cycles normally go through, and I think Bitcoin might this time, go over 100,000 by before 2025. So it'll be interesting if that happens this year.
Yeah, so I actually have some deja vu from back in 2000 way back in 2000. Was it like 19 or 20? Before that Bitcoin halving, I was making YouTube videos, and I was in Thailand. And I remember just a few days before that halving, the Bitcoin price was, I don't know, was it like around like $10,000 probably, way below 20,000. And I told people, like, this is such an incredible moment to buy because you're buying before the halving and we're not even above all-time high. So it's like just a fantastic discount. And that applied then. And it applies now as well, because we saw that craziness 2 years ago. Now it's, of course, we're close to all-time high. We also broke it in dollar terms, but technically, adjusted for inflation, I actually don't think we broke the all-time high just yet. So that still has to happen. But we're before the halving, and when the inflation rate gets cut in half, that's a massive supply shock. And we didn't even break $100,000 yet. Like, imagine the headlines when we break $100,000. That's going to be more than the all-time high. Because breaking the all-time high now, it's not so spectacular. I mean, for us, it's amazing, but the media will come in at 100,000. I really see that. And combine that with the halving, and combine that with inflation, and combine that with the ETF, and maybe sprinkle some craziness like, I don't know, war and global panic, Everything right now lines up for a potential perfect storm for Bitcoin, where the spotlight is shining on it as the savior in this world of horrible monetary policies, and the monetary system is crashing. So I think Bitcoin could surprise us to the upside, just like it surprised us to the downside in the previous cycle. We only went to 70K. Everyone said 250, 300K, the stock-to-flow ratio model, plan B, all of that, right? So we were surprised, we were disappointed. This time it's going to be the opposite. I think people are now saying 150, 130. That's what people say now, $130,000. I think we're going to blast straight through that, and we could go to $500,000, even $1 million in the next 2 years. I don't think it's likely, but it would be surprising, and for that reason, I think we should expect the unexpected. And let's say, to be conservative, I think easy 300, 400K in the next 2 years is very possible.
Yeah, I mean, as Carl said, I think whenever Bitcoin surpasses a prior all-time high created, we usually do not get that much attention into crypto. From mainstream, they're like, oh, wow, okay, Bitcoin, this asset is breaking prior all-time highs. But the real retail kicks in after Bitcoin creates a parabolic new high. So after Bitcoin broke 10K, 20K for the first time in a while, then Bitcoin shot up to $60,000. That's when all the retail came in. So I think the same thing is going to happen to Bitcoin now. We're probably going to smash through where we are at this current moment in time, which is around $70,000. And in my personal opinion, I think the Hong Kong spot ETFs got approved today. And if we report incredible numbers of inflows into these ETFs, which are likely because the current economic stance in Asia isn't doing too well, and we see a lot of investors fleeing to foreign markets and trying to hedge themselves against inflation. So I think with the approval of the Hong Kong spot ETFs, we will probably see billions and billions of dollars more than what's already flowing into Bitcoin, and that should push the price up near the 100K area. I think we'll get very close to 100K and probably surprise a lot of people and bring all the retail back, which should create a huge altcoin season. So I think in the upcoming months and within this year, 100K Bitcoin is possible.
This is an influencer panel. Of course someone's going to make a statement. Welcome, Chris. We were just giving introductions and predictions. So maybe while we're at this pod, you can give a quick introduction about yourself. Perfect timing.
Sure. First of all, sorry for being late. I have to say it's not the first time in my life, but I'm back in Dubai for a long time. I kind of forgot the evening traffic. Now it's also raining. Like, things have changed. Anyways, thanks for waiting. I'm Chris from MMCrypto. I have a YouTube channel, Twitter channel, one of the biggest ones in the world, I think, in crypto, with 1.4 million followers on Twitter and on YouTube, like just below 600,000. I'm in crypto for a long time. I think this is the third or fourth bull market already. The third bull market, and yeah, I've been through a lot with crypto, just like most of the people here who've been here for a few years. I document my journey on Twitter, on YouTube. I have currently the biggest public trade open on YouTube, which I show in every single video, whether I'm taking profits or not. This trade I opened around at 17,000, and then I scaled higher as the Bitcoin price went higher. Now the trade is overall approximately at $9 million in a profit. And I think that is one of the reasons why my channel got so popular within the last few years, because I always have these crazy trades open. I'm happy to be here today. Sorry again for being late, and happy to talk about the Bitcoin price, predictions, and beautiful things to come.
Chris, didn't you work for Deutsche Bahn? The train?
No, but I I studied economics and I actually wanted to go into investment banking. I kind of ended up driving a taxi and, because I didn't want to work for anyone. And at the end of the day, I found crypto because I studied economics. I understood the beauty. And no investment banking, no Deutsche Bank. I just learned it the hard way, lost a lot of money there. But now I think we're all happy with this bull market.
I'm glad your education came to use. I see a lot of young kids in crypto that think that they don't really need an education, but I always think it gives you a good foundation to start off no matter what you do. So we were talking about predictions, and the reason why I wanted to talk about predictions was not to hear that Bitcoin is going to the moon because we're all very bullish on Bitcoin, but rather Bitcoin is now almost 15 years old, and we've seen several cycles of Bitcoin. The reason why I'm asking about the predictions this cycle is because I feel like this market is slightly a bit different with the introductions of Bitcoin ETFs. So with the ETFs in play, of course, it's opened up to a lot more retail. I mean, CryptoKid, you were talking about once Bitcoin hits a certain threshold, then the retail comes in. But with Bitcoin ETFs, we've already seen a large number of retail investors come in. So what's your prediction? How does the kind of the involvement of all these new institutions kind of affect this bull run?
I mean, the ETF is beautiful in terms of legitimacy, but saying now it's different, yes, it's true, but every single bull market is different. We always have some kind of narrative which is driving the bull market, let it be NFTs, ICOs, or the CME futures, and now it's the Bitcoin ETF. Before you had Michael Saylor bringing in a lot of institutions. So you always have some kind of narrative, but I personally don't believe that it's the narrative driving the bull market. It's just time, and then there's always some kind of narrative, and now it was the ETF, and this narrative is being perceived as extremely bullish, but it was just time for the Bitcoin bull market to start again. So it's some kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. But I am bullish on it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's good that people have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin with a mouse click, maybe without doing these painful KYCs on crypto exchanges.
Yeah, for sure. It's a narrative, and then it's the timing as well with the halving coming up. Historically, Bitcoin always sees an all-time high, a certain amount of time after the halving. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about altcoins. Let's put Bitcoin aside. What are your thoughts on the altcoin market now with Bitcoin hitting an all-time high? Meme coin season is so hot right now. Personally, I love meme coins. I punt them all the time. But there's something about meme coins that kind of scares me a little bit about the industry. I love the community aspect of it, kind of bringing together. It's the foundation of what crypto is about, which is large communities can push something that they love, right? But it's the logic behind them that sometimes worries me. What are your thoughts?
Missing logic.
It's a lottery ticket.
Logic.
It's just
So I want to know your thoughts about it. I just want to know, what do you guys feel about?
I think it's interesting, just quickly in the audience, I can kind of see it. Who in the audience has any time in the past purchased a meme coin? Maybe you can raise your hand quickly. It would be just interesting to see. I think it's, like around about 50%, plus a few people who are maybe too shy. But in general, I have no problem with meme coins. I like the community aspect a lot. Just in general, I don't even think the altcoin season, the real crazy altcoin season has really started. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, which is measuring the Bitcoin dominance in terms of percentage, we just recently had a big dump towards the downside, and some people were asking, are we in a bear market? It actually just shows, if you look at the dominance chart, that we are in a Bitcoin bull market still. Bitcoin is still gaining in weight in terms of weight in the total crypto market. So Bitcoin is still winning against altcoins. Usually, historically, we see some kind of altcoin season first, then First Bitcoin pumps, then some small altcoin season, then Bitcoin pumps for a long time. And once Bitcoin reaches the eventual Bitcoin all-time high, which now we don't know exactly what it's going to be, that's when the altcoins get the last few weeks of total craziness. We had the same thing in 2021. And I think this is yet to come. So everyone who thinks, wow, that is crazy right now, I don't think this is anything close to what we are going to see in the very end of the bull market. That's when the last mainstream comes in, and that's when people are going to get completely wiped out, because we are also going to see like minus 95% within a day on some of these meme coins and altcoins. I want to give it over to others.
Yeah, so I think the same as Chris. I think that meme coins, the concept of a community pushing a token, like you said, I think that's very powerful, because at no point in the history of mankind, I think that if the people want something to succeed, it's very tough for that to actually happen, and for this thing to get huge monetary value without outsiders actually pushing it. So I think this is something very unique. But I think meme coins right now, it's just, there are a lot of people who want to make money fast and buy these meme coins, make money, and then sell the assets. So they don't actually believe in the future of the token itself. And that's dangerous in the long term, because you're not having projects that actually create real impact on the world. You're having people create projects just to make money in the short term, and there's no value behind it. So I think eventually meme coins will evolve into something else, where the community aspect of it will be used in more and more projects, where a community-driven project will be very, very successful. But I think this is just a short-term period where, before Bitcoin reaches a new parabolic all-time high, usually meme coins get traction, then Bitcoin continues to pump, and then we have the huge altcoin season. So I think it's just another phase in that cycle.
Yeah, so I also think that the altcoin season hasn't started yet, because the Bitcoin dominance, just like Chris says, is the most important chart to look at when you want to see if there is an altcoin season or not. And we haven't seen it yet. And usually, if you look back in history, you need to see Bitcoin first make a dramatic move to the upside, which we've seen already. But then we need to see Bitcoin start consolidating, which we have not really seen. You know, we need to see Bitcoin show some actual signs of consolidation and taking a break. When Bitcoin is taking an actual break and not just forming a bull flag, then people want to put their money somewhere else, and then it goes into altcoins, and then you're going to see these crazy 50x, 100x, even 300x. That can happen within weeks, which is absolute insanity. But it's inevitable. It happens every cycle, and it's going to happen again. And now is the time to accumulate some bags of tokens that haven't pumped yet. I don't think it's necessarily a smart idea to put all your money into meme coins right now, because they've basically pumped already. And you see mainstream people start talking about it now. I remember NFTs. I was hating on NFTs so much at the top, and I got so much hate for it. But they crashed like 99% after around that time, because everyone was talking about it. Like even the celebrities like Justin Bieber and this football guy, everyone was making an NFT collection. And now, like almost everyone, even here, like when I meet people in this conference, people are like, we just launched a new meme coin, and it just sounds like some kind of top to me. Maybe not exactly today, but I think it's not the best place potentially to put the money now, unless you want to just flip it over the next 2-3 days. Obviously, then it's fine. But if you want to get cheap tokens for the next altcoin season, look at the things that haven't pumped. Many of the big blue chips, they're kind of acting like stable coins right now. I'm actually accumulating some of those every week, because they look boring, and therefore I buy them. And for those that have patience, usually you eventually get paid out. When you have low patience, you usually get screwed by the market. You jump into the latest pump, and then you get dumped on because you're late to the party. So patience is usually good for at least longer-term gains that are more secure rather than short-term pumps.
People always ask me, Davinci, which coin should I buy? And I tell them Bitcoin. But they say, no. Well, what coin can I buy that's going to go up next, right? And it's like, okay, you can still buy Satoshis then. No. Well, which coin's going to go 1,000x? You see, this is what they want. You are buying a lottery ticket because you feel you've missed the Bitcoin up move, but you haven't. You haven't seen nothing yet. When Bitcoin makes its real move and final move, it'll make the tulip bubble, which was the biggest bubble in mankind, look like something very tiny on the charts. We're going to see a Bitcoin probably be the price of one A380, or even like a few countries. You could buy one Bitcoin at the top, very top of Bitcoin's bubble. We have seen nothing yet, because imagine all that wealth, all the work energy of everyone that's in fiat money just draining into Bitcoin. That's coming. And same with all the assets that we use to store our wealth, like houses, cars, artwork. All that is because we know that fiat currencies lose money, so we don't store it in fiat money, most of us at least. And so once we realize, wait a second, Bitcoin is the ultimate storage of wealth, because it's divisible, portable, and it can't be broken by the government, or there's no way to stop it. Like those meme coins, they can stop those meme coins, the government. They can stop Ethereum, they can stop all the other cryptocurrencies except Bitcoin. And once that comes to realization, that is going to be your best investment.
That's really good insight. I got goosebumps for a second. I mean, imagine how rich BlackRock is going to be if you're actually comparing it to A380.
Yeah, notice it would be
they're gonna
BlackRock,
kill it.
not the people who own actual ETFs.
Going to go back to the institutions. Yeah, exactly. No, so, I want to just quickly just respond to Carl, what you said on the hypes. Like, for sure, there's a lot of hype around meme coins and NFTs last year, and every bull run will have something to hype about. But I think, in my opinion, I think it's good for the industry. It brings a new wave of users in, and sometimes it does work out. So if you look at Nike, they did the NFT, and they were one of the most successful use cases of the NFT, and they actually did $180 million in sales and set the bar for more companies to come in. But fashion lifestyle is just one area of it. I really like the use cases of maybe healthcare or Dubai police actually putting lost and stolen passports as NFTs. And I think that's what's going to grow the industry, is just a little bit of hype, and then kind of how do we make this reality? How can we actually move forward? So I think with meme coins, it's just it's a door opener to look at what the power of community can do. And this is the true foundation of decentralization. I would like to know really quickly, because I have so many questions for you guys. I want to know what sector of cryptocurrency are you most bullish on this next bull run? Because we have like gaming, DeFi, NFTs, metaverse. What are you most excited about?
That's a very, very good question, and a very easy question to answer for me. My most favorite sector is store value and payment. And I don't know if you guys already know what I want to say, but my most favorite sector is, of course, represented by Bitcoin. And if people listening to this, at least a few, hopefully, are taking anything out of this panel, then I really want to urge you to understand the beauty of Bitcoin, the importance of Bitcoin. If you just look in the past, there is, besides Dogecoin and BNB, no altcoin which actually was beating Bitcoin over more than a cycle. In one cycle alone, okay, very often it happens that an altcoin outperforms Bitcoin. It's very small, it's easier to grow the market cap, you have some fancy narratives, and in the end, 80% of the people are getting wrecked, right? But the most important thing is to understand the beauty of Bitcoin, why Bitcoin is important. All of these things like the ETF, meme coins, and so on, they are bringing eyeballs. They are maybe making the space a little bit faster big, but Bitcoin alone would be enough. In the future, the things which make Bitcoin so great, which is of course the limited supply, divisibility, and in my opinion, very important, not confiscatability. All of these things are going to be more and more important in the future because of wars, confiscations, corrupt governments, and so on. So you want to have your stake in Bitcoin right now, and just as Davinci said, we have seen nothing yet, right? I don't know about the price of a Boeing business jet or like a A380. I mean, that's like $300 million, but imagine Bitcoin going to $5 million, $10 million US. I think this is in the realm of possibilities. This is possible. And buying Bitcoin today, I mean, you basically still have a potential 100x ahead. And that's, of course, a subjective price prediction. I could be wrong about that. But I think that is very realistic because of the reasons I just mentioned. And there is nothing else. There is a meme coin you might make 1000x with, or 500x or 100x. But with Bitcoin, I'm almost certain that it's going to happen. So if you not only include the potential, but also the risk you are putting into your investment, Bitcoin has by far the best risk-return ratio of any asset, of any potential investment in the history of mankind, not only 10 years ago, but even today. So that is my answer to the question. I think Bitcoin is beautiful. Other things can be nice, but everyone should focus on Bitcoin first, in my opinion.
I think that's a wonderful answer by Chris, because apart from Bitcoin, I'm going to give a different answer because, you know, Davinci and Chris has talked about it in the most perfect way possible. I mean, we have the United States national debt at $34.6 trillion, expected to reach 50 trillion in just a matter of months. So we have the debt rising at astronomical levels. Clearly, governments cannot pay this debt. And in a time of war and a time of economic crisis, to further stimulate the economy, governments print money. And eventually, this bubble will pop. Some people will allocate their money into gold. Some people will buy silver. Some people will buy a house. But the reality is, you cannot, conduct a transaction with gold. You'll have to break it into pieces. It's super inconvenient. Different gold is, different sizes, different shapes. So the most convenient form of transaction in a world of technology is Bitcoin. And if you do not understand that right now, then it may be too late. So yeah, I think Bitcoin will lead the future revolution. But in terms of a specific sector that's incredibly bullish in crypto, maybe I'm a bit biased because I am a kid and I am a gamer. I think it's GameFi, because there's 3.3 billion gamers all across the world. And the easiest model to bring these 3.3 billion people into Web3 and crypto is, I believe, by gaming, because the concept is so easy. You invest your most valuable commodity in your life, which is time, into playing games for hours and hours. And you do it because it's enjoyable to do so. But what if someone said, in exchange for this time that you put in, you can get a monetary value back? And those thousands of dollars that you spent on Fortnite, imagine if that could be an asset that potentially can increase in value over time. So I think GameFi will bring the next billion users into crypto, and that's why I'm bullish on GameFi.
That's awesome. I should have said, don't say Bitcoin. But really quickly, I'm going to just pause you there. Just do thumbs up or thumbs down, okay? I'm gonna say 5 things. It's just a thumbs up or a thumbs down. NFTs. Metaverse. CBDs. CBCDs. CBDs. CBCDs. Okay. Blockchain protocols. Okay, so we're bullish on Bitcoin and we're bullish on infrastructure. Awesome. And payments. Carl, is there anything else? But you can't say Bitcoin because we're all bullish on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, so sure, I can mention different sectors and altcoins and things, but at the end of the day, if you look at my portfolio, it's like 90% Bitcoin. So if I were to say that I'm more bullish on something else, that would actually be a lie. Of course, I am sometimes investing in other sectors, but actually, it's always to, in the end, accumulate more Bitcoin. But of course, I'm heavily invested in crypto gaming. I think that's probably, in my opinion, the biggest thing that's going to come in the next few years, because it's so easy for mainstream people to understand gaming rather than, blockchain and all these like technology. When people invest, they invest usually because they either heard that someone else made money from it, or because they like and understand the product. And when they like and understand the product, they tend to hold longer. So when you play a game, you understand it because it's a game. Everyone understands it. I think you're gonna have higher user adoption and longer term value. I think. So gaming, but then Bitcoin. What Chris is saying, I think is very true. And the big difference between Bitcoin and other altcoins is that I think maybe not today globally, but in the next 10 years, 20 years with higher inflation, people are not going to invest in Bitcoin because they want to or because they think they're going to make money from it, like with altcoins, but they're going to be buying Bitcoin because they have to. They have no other choice because their fiat currency is collapsing, everything is crumbling around them, and Bitcoin becomes almost like the Noah's Ark in a flood of monetary disaster, and they have no choice. And that will lead to a super cycle like nothing we've seen before. I don't think that's going to happen this year or next year. I don't even think maybe 5 years, but 10, 15 years, Bitcoin could go way up to $5 million and above and surprise everyone.
I have a slightly different take, although I do agree that gaming sector will do well because of breads and circus. I think the governments will actually support the gaming sector because a lot of young people won't have jobs in the future with AI and so forth. And so this will give them an opportunity to make money whilst playing a video game and keep them distracted from what's going on in the economy. So gaming sector is probably going to do extremely well. The next level, next thing that I believe is going to do well is L2s. I think layer 2s, such as base chain, Arbitrum, Optimism, and so forth, all these second layers of Ethereum and second layers of Bitcoin will do well. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scam second layers of Bitcoin out there. I've read the white paper. They're complete scams. I'm like reading through the source code, reading through their documentation. I'm like, yeah, that's not real. That's not a real thing. You can't do that. And it's like, wow. But people are going to buy it anyways, right? Because if you're going to buy a meme coin, how far is it from you from buying something that, you know, they write some complex technical documentation and say, yeah, we have something real here, right? It's not too far off from a meme coin.
Awesome, guys. So we've run out of time, but I just have one last question really quickly to just run past you guys because I'm sure there's a lot of people here in the audience that want to know the answer to this. Everyone is launching right now. It is launch season. So there's a lot of projects that are launching. As a PR agency, trust me, we're being bombarded as well. And you guys are probably also being bombarded to come in on a KOL round. So this KOL round is very important for a lot of projects out there. What advice do you have for projects that want to approach you to join their KOL round? What do you look for? What is an important, what's part of your investment thesis, or just any advice do you have for the audience?
So I'll just quickly start. I'm currently not investing in any project, so if any project would come up to me, which I don't like so much on conferences because I like to spend time with the followers, do selfies and stuff, then I would suggest them, if you have a very high value KOL, first of all, your project should be very good, and then don't ask the KOL for money. It's a bull market, you can get your money elsewhere, get him in as an advisor, add as much value as possible, put some KPIs to it and make him excited about your project, and then with the KPIs, I think things can go well. I'm not talking about myself here because I'm really not interested, but just as advice for anyone else. I wish everyone, of course, the best if you are launching a project that's beautiful. The reason why I'm not investing right now, and I would if I think it would outperform Bitcoin, is you have cliffs, you have lockup periods. I think the bull market is probably going to end within the next 6 to 9 months, or maybe 12 months latest. And I'm too lazy to sell. I never sell my investment, so it really doesn't make too much sense for me to invest in a project. If you have the next Ethereum, feel free to hit me up, but if it's not Ethereum, then please don't do it.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is it has to be a very life-changing project. I mean, there's so many projects launching that really do not have real utility. It's just a copy of something else, or they're just launching to grab people's money, and this is very, very immoral. So I only invest in companies that have a good business model that will generate revenue over time, and it will grow blockchain technology. It will expand Web3. So if you do have something like that, then yeah, you can reach out to us, because I believe in the expansion of blockchain. I believe in the development of blockchain. And anyone that contributes to that, and they are a good project, then yeah, for sure, why not?
Yeah, so personally, I never take a look at a pitch myself at the first. I always have my team take a look at it first, because if I look at every single pitch that I get on conferences or online, I would spend my whole day looking at pitches. So I don't do that. But if you go to moongroup.com, you could send your pitch. And of course, if my team finds your project incredible, then I will take a look at it and hopefully invest. I cannot give you any specific tips more than just find an incredible product that changes a problem, and you solve the problem, and then you should be doing well. Obviously, marketing and all these things are important, but product is the most important thing, of course.
I'm here as a KOL. I get a lot of tips or actually projects that want me to invest, and they want me to invest $250,000, and then on top of that, they want me to work for the project. They want me to provide videos about the project and for my $250,000 investment. So I'm like, so let me get this straight. You want me to pay you and then work for you? Oh, I see how that works. No. And then, of course, my tokens are locked up for a year, right? Whilst I'm working for them. I mean, come on. If anything, you should be giving the tokens to the KOL and then asking them for, hey, can you, provide some minimum coverage or something like that. But they do it totally backwards. I don't agree with that. If I'm going to invest my money, that's it. That's all you're getting. And if I like the project enough, a lot, I will talk about it. For example, I talk about medieval empires all the time because I like the project. I've played it all the time, right? They didn't force me to, hey, you got to talk about it. And that's how it should be. It should be like, the project should be good, I invest, and then if it's really good, I talk about it.
Yep, that makes sense. Well, I hope that saved a lot of inquiries. And thank you so much, guys. I went a little overtime, but really enjoyed the panel. I hope you did too. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. What a great, inspiring panel. Now, day one, we have come to an end. Thank you, guys. What a great panel. Very inspiring. Thank you. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Cheers, Chris. Hey, man. How you doing? You good? Cheers, buddy. Thanks for a great, inspiring panel, guys. All of these influencers, great words. We have come to the end of our final day one. Now, don't forget that we will be back here on this stage at 9:55 a.m. tomorrow. We have the startup panel. We have the award ceremony. We have the raffles. And most importantly, we have our legendary closing party. Don't forget your tickets. They are selling out fast. Alan Walker will be performing. The doors tomorrow will be open for the expo at 8 a.m. in the morning. Get here early. Make the most of the day. It is the final day tomorrow with the closing party. Alan Walker, let's do this, guys. And thank you to you guys. You have been a great audience. Thank you to you, Miners, our main head sponsors. On behalf of myself, Rick Godds, I will see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.